Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Sorry, my voice is still a little bit funky, but it's kind of getting back to normal, I guess. Today we're going to be checking out Faker, basically his OP.GG account, his new fresh account that Riot gave him over in Brazil for MSI. I've been keeping track of a lot of these guys over in Brazil at the moment, see what they're playing and stuff. They get given a really high MMR account, so basically they get to challenger games super quickly, and it's always interesting to see what they use to climb the fastest. Before we get into that, I'm doing another $500 RP giveaway, a fresh one down in the description as well. I think I have two going on at the moment, but this is a brand new one with a bunch of my YouTube friends. They all do really good content. Some of them are a bit smaller, so you might not have heard of them, but you should definitely check them out anyway. A link is down in the description. It's super easy to enter, so go and do that. Anyway, so if you're not sure, like the way accounts work with pro players with these kind of international events is Riot gives them a fresh account, but the MMR is much higher. The MMR is really what determines which games you get put into, whether you're getting put into like low diamond, mid diamond, high diamond, or challenger. So Faker at the moment, his account is diamond 2, but he's playing in challenger. It's a little bit confusing, but it basically means that these players don't get put into gold like a fresh account like we would, because that's pretty much pointless. One of the really cool things about this one though, like Faker's one, is that he's only playing solo queue. He's not playing with anybody from his team. He's not like getting a free ride with 2 pro players. He is legit stomping these games on his own. The main champions he's playing at the moment are Syndra, Lucian, Cassin, Twisted Fate. Those are the big 4. You can check his account, by the way, in the description. I will link it so you can go and stalk him yourself if you want to. Syndra is by far the champion he is abusing the most though. He's getting the new Banshee's Veil in basically every single game and very early into the game. Something I said a few weeks ago was like, Banshee's Veil is really good on immobile champions. Like Syndra has this one weakness, right? She can't really move around very easily unless she has her flash. She can't dodge anything. But if you have this spell shield covering that up, like how do you actually punish her? The other champion though is Lucian. This is about 5 games now for mid lane and also in the jungle once as well. Now mid lane is something a lot of high elo players are doing at the moment. I kind of wanted to do a video about it anyway, so I guess I'll just throw it into this one. Less champions are around right now that can ram him early, so he has like this good lane phase and a really good mid game, which is kind of what you want from a mid laner actually. This isn't a joke, by the way. I'm dead serious. It's not just because it's Faker either. Other players like FAKER'S are doing it, but he actually put a challenger Talia player in the dumpster with Lucian mid. This is a crazy thing, right? He's doing this stuff versus legit very good players, like challenger players. It's not like he's stomping complete plebs when his MMR is this good. As I said, FAKER'S has also been playing mid Lucian, actually slightly different build, but it's the same idea. Actually, the last time he played that, Faker Syndra demolished him so hard, super hard. Now in the jungle, I've seen a few times, but I really cannot believe he did this and he stomped a challenger game with it. He was playing against a professional jungler, by the way, on the enemy team, like an Elise as well, who is supposed to be really good against squishy champions. Like, he still dicked on him though. He played it a lot like a Twitch, by the way, like red buff, level 2 gank, mid, he blew the flash on the enemy Zed as well, farmed a bit more, he got his buffs, recalled for the smite, the challenger smite, and then tried to use his holy damage a bit. Like, the farming is not even that bad because you can kite so easy, to be honest, but he didn't just farm though. He tried to gank lanes as much as he could. I'm going to give you some runes masteries and the build, like kind of how you play this stuff if you want to try it. I'd suggest you try in a normal game before ranked, but that's pretty much up to you. His Lucian mid is a bit different to what most people are doing at the moment, but Blade into Black Cleaver, Phantom Dancer, then Infinity Edge or Guardian Angel pretty much every game. It's really the same as if you're playing AD carry, but the runes masteries are a bit different. Runes AD reds, 3 magic resist per level blues, and 6 cooldown per level. That is 10% at level 18, by the way. He runs health per level on his yellows and attack speed quints as well. And this is such a greedy setup, especially against magic damage mid lane. You basically have no magic resist for the lane phase, right? You have to dodge their damage, not take it. It's scaling everything with the runes. So you're relying on like your skill to win the lane phase and then the runes to give you more mid game when you can't always avoid damage as easily. It's actually better for sure, like in team fights, especially the health, which helps versus AD and magic rather than just AD damage like armor would, but it's so greed. Masteries are 18-0-12, something a bit different as well, with improved healing and summoner spell cooldown rather than 18-12. Now summoners kind of depends on the matchup, but it seems like cleanse is versus Syndra for the stun, which is common anyway for mid laners. Heal is most of the time, which is normal for an AD carry, of course. Move speed and heal, actually remember the move speed is pretty important too. Exhaust was used once by Faker against a Yasuo, so it basically follows the standard for a mid lane summoner spell choice. FAKER'S has been using the same masteries and runes, by the way. I'm guessing looking at Faker's stuff that he did earlier a few weeks ago, but he alternates between the Blade Rush and the Death Dance. He also gets a Hex Drinker much early into the game for a bit more safety, which is pretty smart. But the thing about Faker is his build is so ham. There is no defense, just full damage to burst people. Legit, he relies on his skill to dodge damage and not items. Now for the jungle, he started Machete and Refillable Potion, and he did this because he kites every single camp and he doesn't take as much damage as we would. He upgraded that to the Skirmisher's Saber on the first base, which is damage reduction when you smite someone and also true damage, remember? The upgrade into Warrior, and then into Black Cleaver. So Warrior is the blade on this build basically to start with. It gives you the AD, actually more AD than Blade would, so your abilities hurt a fair amount. He gets a blade after the Cleaver though, this time for some lifesteal and percentage damage. It is really good on Lucian with his passive shots. It looks like he was going for a Phantom Dancer afterwards, but he'd already won the game at that point, ironically. Like, I've seen others go Phantom Dancer though, or like more Mortis, Guardian Angel, or Infinity Edge to round it out. Masteries are the same as before, with Mid Lucian 18-0-12 with more healing and summon the spell cooldown, and runes are actually the same as well. Insanely enough, he doesn't even take armor in the jungle. Now, personally, I'd probably say for you guys and for me, that's probably not the best. He's kiting most camps, so he doesn't take as much damage as we would, but he was low a few times, like really low, and if he wasn't kiting properly, like he would have died. So probably armor for us. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, full AD comp sucks, why are you showing this, blah blah blah, and yeah, it does, but it doesn't matter if you gank and you get ahead. Lucian's ganks are surprisingly decent with mobility, and his ultimate, it provides a lot of damage to it at least, and Faker was so aggressive. You have to remember, you're just like Graves and why he works, but less tanky and more damage. That is the trade-off. With this build as strong as it is right now on Lucian, the Blade Black Cleaver combo, and carry junglers just not being as good to punish you, you can probably get away with this pretty decently. Now, just to talk about Syndra, by the way, real quick, by far the priority pick at MSI, and in solo queue for him as well. These are his masteries, and the runes are the same as the Lucian page, except Magic Pen Reds and AP Quints. In fairness, cooldown reduction and health are really good for mid-game. His build has been Morello into Banshees every single game, basically. It's something we don't see as much over here, and he only doesn't do this when he's really fed, by the way. It gives you that safety and still more damage. It's pretty impossible to deal with her when you can't catch her and you cannot lock her down, but she still does so much damage. I think, honestly, she's probably the best solo queue mage with this build at the moment. You don't have to rely on your team at all, and this is what Faker is abusing to climb the quickest. Remember though, a quick disclaimer, this is Faker, so he can basically do whatever he likes really and get away with it. I just thought this was awesome to take a look at what he's doing over there and abusing on this patch to climb with, so we can kind of take some inspiration at least, especially with the Syndra build. Thank you for watching the video, but for now, I'm going to leave you with the robots.